All right. Cool. Man, I feel like we haven't sat down in a while to do the podcast.
Well, you really haven't. It's been a few weeks. The last time we sat down... Let me get closer to my mic.
Yeah, get a little closer.
The last time we sat down...
Like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, because since then we took a weekend off and then we did the live episode.
Yeah. So hello everyone, and welcome back to The Good Screen, where we watch movies.
Wow. Is that the slogan now?
Yep.
Wow.
We watch movies.
How long did it take you to think of that one?
3 hours.
Oh, okay.
This week we are watching, or we watched?
We had watched.
We have watched.
We once watched.
We once watched. We were watching Shit.
Are you okay?
Hold on. I need to restart. Can I just restart this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let's restart.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to The Good Screen. I'm Russell. No slogan.
I don't think you said that part before either. I don't think we introduced ourselves.
I'm Russell.
I'm Lauren.
And today, we're going to talk about Knives Out.
The knife is out.
We actually watched it last Monday. And I was like, all right, Lauren, let's go upload it. I got to get the video out tomorrow, or go record for it. I got to get the video out tomorrow. And she's like, well, you just uploaded the VOD. And I was like, that was last week's. And she goes, no, it wasn't. So I guess Lauren wanted an extra time away from the podcast.
Yeah, just a little break.
Sure. And yeah, so now we're here. We've had this one in the bank spank bank.
Oh God.
What?
I don't think anyone's spanking their bank to this movie.
No, not at all. Oh.
I spank on her bank till she deposits.
Well, they really spanked the bank on the box office of this one, which we'll talk about later.
They really did.
Okay, so before we talk about spanking the bank,
Okay.
What have you been enjoying before I talk about what I've been enjoying?
Yes.
On the good screen.
So I have been in a bit of a gamer mood as of late. Russell's soy facing. I finished Ryza 1.
You talked about that last time. You
Did
talked
I?
about it in the live. Well, I mean, maybe some people skipped over the live one. I know they didn't. Oh, shit. Can you hand me my phone? Thank you.
You're welcome.
We got a comment.
Oh, okay. Well, anyways, I for those who didn't know, I finished Ryza 1.
Yes.
I liked it a lot. But then I completely messed up saving at the end. Because the last time I had saved before I beat it was like 5 hours before I beat it.
Right.
And then I thought New Game Plus would start me at the very beginning, but it doesn't.
It didn't.
It doesn't. So I said no to New Game Plus, and then I found out I messed up. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave that be.
Okay.
And then I have been playing. I started playing Atelier
Again.
just yesterday again.
Note that you played the first game in the series for those who are fans of this niche
Verona.
anime game.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Verona.
Yeah.
I talked about it a lot when we first started the podcast.
Like way back, like the
Yes.
earlier. Have you ever listened to those?
I don't want to.
I'm going to wait for a year in and then listen to them.
I don't want to.
Low effort editing and over Discord for some reason in
Yeah.
the same house. Anyway, go on.
Very, very interesting choices we made.
So how do you feel about Totori going back? Because you started playing this game in like July.
Yeah, I
Of
started
last
this game
year.
like a year ago, basically. I was fresh off the heels of Verona. Because we got all 3 games at a convention last year for the Arlen series.
Yeah.
Not counting the 4th one that's technically like a sequel that came
We
out
didn't
last
know.
year. I didn't know about that.
It didn't come out last year. It came out a few years ago.
Whatever. And so I was fresh off the heels of Verona, and it is very different from Verona.
Right.
One big difference is just it looks completely different. Because I played the original PS3 version of Verona, which apparently a lot of Atelier fans will tell you to not play. They'll tell you to play the DX version.
Yeah.
I think they're full of it. I think you should play the original PS3 version.
Like the original one.
Yes. It has so much charm. The DX version, they did fix a lot of things that I had qualms with, but In the end, it worked out fine.
Right.
Like, one of the things was there was no, like, magic points. It just took from your HP.
Yeah, that's insane.
It was very weird.
That's like a Shin Megami Tensei thing.
Is it?
No, it isn't, but I could see it being a thing in one of their... in one of their games. No, wait. It is.
It is?
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
If you do, like, a physical attack, I think it takes your damage, too.
Oh.
Holy... Wow.
Yeah. So that was something that they fixed in the DX version. The graphics were also updated to kind of match the rest of the series because Verona was the first one that was like 3D graphics.
Right, and it's definitely a first attempt, and then they made the models look... The models all look really good in Totori.
In Totori, yes. I don't like
the
way
environments
Totori
don't
runs.
look good.
The environments look sad.
But I can tell you for one thing, as a gamer...
Oh, God.
That game runs at 60 frames per second. You can tell.
I could not care less.
Okay. Well, it does.
Okay,
so
great. But I really liked the models in the original Verona.
Yeah.
Verona just looks like she doesn't have a thought in her entire head.
When the battles start, it just shows her with her arms. She's like staring like a turtle.
It's so good.
So are you?
If I could ask for any specific merch of that game that doesn't exist already, I would want like a custom figure of just her model.
Like doing the face.
Just like the empty-headed face, just standing there holding her staff. I would love that more than anything else in the world.
Wow.
With like the polygon-looking look, it'd be so
Sorta,
good.
yeah.
But yeah, if you play the DX version, all those things are fixed. But I think it just adds charm to the original one.
Okay.
And if I can play it, then so can you.
Yeah, Lauren's not a gamer.
I'm not, and I went really hard for that game.
You did.
I played it twice, technically.
You did.
Because I reached a point where I was hitting the bad end. And the only way to fix it was to restart, basically.
Yeah?
Because I was under-leveled. So I restarted. I redid everything, because I was like 3/4 of the way through the game at that point. I was only month 10. I got the silliest ending, I think, which was
the pie
I'm very happy about. But I would like to go back and play again and get the adventure ending.
Yeah.
Which involves you and Verona and Cordelia getting to level 50 and then going and fighting a specific dragon.
Okay.
Also, by the way, I have allergies right now, so I'm very sorry. I probably sound very congested because
I'm going to cut out the coughs and sniffles as I can.
I'm sorry.
I have allergies too,
It's
but
that time of year.
But Lauren is Lauren thinks she's sick, and I'm 99% sure she has allergies. It's just like the worst week for allergies right now. Everyone's feeling it.
I have never really experienced allergies up here until this year, I feel like.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
You've been outside more. Anyway, so are you enjoying Totori more? You're not even talking about Totori.
Oh,
are you enjoying it more this time around?
I am, because I took a break from it. I played Ryza, and then I went back to this, and I wasn't following a guide when I started my last playthrough of it. I was going to do what I did with Verona and go as far as I could without a guide, and then just restart if I had to follow a guide.
But then what happened?
Then I was like, I don't know if I'm doing this right. So I gave up for a while.
Yeah.
And now, like a year later, I'm back at it, following a guide.
You told me that, according to the people on the guide on the internet, that this is actually the hardest one.
Supposedly, yes.
Yeah.
Because the biggest difference is it's still time-based, but it's not, like, scary. Like, there's no, like, huge repercussions.
You can't like, brick yourself.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I hope not.
You sounded really sad there.
And so the biggest difference is in Verona, it takes place over 1 year.
Yeah.
You have 12 assignments, so there's one for every month. This game takes place over 6 years.
6 years?
6 years! Because it's Totori becoming an adventurer and going out and finding her mom.
And becoming an adult.
But her character model doesn't change.
Really?
No! None of the character models change,
They just don't age. No. You're going to love the third. I know a spoiler about the third game in the series.
In Mario? You told me it's really stupid.
It's really silly.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to play them in order. I know you can technically play the Atelier games in any order.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
And then also recently, when we were at our local game store the other day, I got
You got 2 of the next series. Lauren just left the PCast area.
I've absconded.
And she brought over a wonderful bag to get on the mic.
I got Atelier Esha and Logi. And
Loogie.
Atelier Shally. I know Shally has two protagonists. I don't think this one does.
It does.
They do?
Yeah.
Both of them
I
have
mean,
two
Lauren, there are two names in the game.
Yeah, this one's one of the only ones where there's a boy alchemist.
The PS2 ones, all of them have a boy.
Do they?
Yeah.
These are PS3.
Oh, the PS2 games.
Oh.
Atelier Iris.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had an opportunity to get them like new for $20, but
these are also the ones that if you're playing them in order of when they came out, these ones follow the Arlen series.
Like after the Arlen series.
But they don't take place in the same universe. None of them take place in the same universe. There is one Atelier game that I think comes after this one, where it's like a multiverse type thing. Where it's like all the alchemists go to a school type thing.
I heard that one sucks. But are you going to try it eventually?
I don't know. I have to play more of
the
the
games. You have to play like
so
9 more games. Yeah.
Yeah, I just have to play all the Atelier games, basically.
Okay.
And so I also ordered
You'll know how
Aisha.
I feel with the Trails games now.
Yeah, I guess I found my niche. I also ordered Aisha off of Mercari.
That's the first one.
That's the first one.
Yeah.
And also apparently the hardest one of these because
there's time.
Well, it's time, but also the alchemy system is really weird, apparently. So
got it up.
May or may not skip that one depending on how I'm feeling. But I know that Isha did a video about Aisha.
Isha did one about Aisha?
Yeah.
I think it's a Yisha.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know.
I don't fucking care. They have fucking Loogie.
Loogie.
I don't think they take any of it too seriously.
All right.
But these ones, the Dusk series is apparently one of the more
sad,
mature, sad stories out of all of them. Like actually has impact, where the other ones are like, I'm
Goofy.
a silly little girl and I'm going to open a pie shop. This one actually bears some weight.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, that's everything. And I've also been watching Narcos.
Yeah.
That's everything.
You talked about that last time.
Yeah. I continue to watch it. I'm on season 2 now.
Cool. There was a show, oh fuck. Other than the one I just told you about, that I was like, I almost bought this at the store today.
Yeah.
Because eventually I'm sure I'll talk about that on the podcast.
Oh yeah.
There was a show I wanted to start watching.
Yeah.
But I can't remember.
Oh well, let me know when you do.
All right. So.
Anyway, Russell, what have you been enjoying on the good screen? I think we all know.
I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom.
Are you crying yet?
No more tears, King. I've been playing it. I know everyone's probably sick and tired of hearing of it by now.
I think the hype is very real.
The hype is really like.
I'm enjoying watching you play it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to watch you play it today.
I'll talk about since I'm sure everyone knows that it's like amazing. I'll talk about my experience of eventually getting to play it on Friday. So I pre-ordered it at a local game store called Just Press Play.
That's also where I got.
That's where you got those.
Games.
That was the next day. We
also saw Verona, and I had like a.
Lauren like
game remote.
dropped some stuff on the shelf for some reason.
I dropped everything I was holding.
I was like, Lauren, we have that. We have that same box at home. And
I was like, can't I just have a moment?
And so I was like, I pre-ordered it there back when I worked like 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes, maybe like 7 minutes.
Oh, and not 5 Simmons.
Maybe like 7 whole minutes.
Yeah, you'd go like every Friday when you also went and got your cute little salad.
I'd go every Friday and I'd get a special lunch every Friday at that job. That was like the nicest thing about that job.
Yeah.
So way back then in like January, I pre-ordered it and I left it there. I didn't change it. I almost got the collector's edition on Amazon, but I was like, I don't want more cardboard.
Yeah.
And I'll probably talk about a little bit of that later. And I was like, okay, well, I guess maybe they'll have a midnight launch. They didn't. Not saying it was a bad move.
They did open early.
They opened early, but even the store around like here opened at 9. Are you gonna sneeze? So even the store around here opened at 9, and I was like, oh man, that's weird. Complete a Box opened at 9, and GameStop opened at. I'm sorry, Complete a Box opened at midnight.
Oh really?
Yeah, they had, and I don't know why. Like that's literally I could walk there.
Yeah, that
and
would have been fun.
I don't know why I didn't do that. And the other store, GameStop, also had a midnight thing. Like this was a huge like for the local game stores.
Oh yeah.
Just Press Play is a little bigger and more.
They have a few locations.
More rep to them. At each store, they had over 250, I think, pre-orders.
At
each store.
Yeah, so that's like 1,000 probably.
Probably.
They have, like,
Well,
4
you know what? No,
locations.
maybe not. Maybe I got that wrong. Maybe altogether they had 250. And
No,
then,
I feel like it was a lot more than that.
and then at Completed Box, they had over 100 pre-orders for it, which was like a record for them, for a mom and pop game store.
Oh.
And so there's gonna be numbers on this game, but that doesn't matter. Who fucking cares? So I'm just like Thursday night. I go to bed and I wake up in the morning, and everyone's starting to talk about it. Of course, our number one podcast fan, Skyward, already had it since, because
He's a
Australia.
whole day ahead of us. He lives in the future.
And I was like, oh man, this day's gonna suck. So I had Lauren go pick it up for me because I didn't want to drive there after work.
I did. I spent my whole time before work going and getting it for you, basically.
Yeah, not the whole. Hey, you had your little time to yourself before at the. I'm sorry.
At the cafe?
It sounds like I'm about to gaslight you.
You kind of are.
You had some like decision making in there. You went to the cafe and hung out with yourself.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I sat at the bar all alone next to a woman reading a book who was also all alone.
Weird.
I think it was the same woman that was there the one
Oh
time we
God.
went.
Not to get off the rails, but one time we went to a cafe and we sat at the bar and I was like, wouldn't it be kind of sad to sit alone at the bar and a woman was sitting next to me alone?
Yes. I'm pretty sure it's the same woman.
All right. Well, either way, so Lauren went to go pick up the game for me. And from my perspective, she came home and she was like, here you go. And it was a Breath of the Wild box. And I was like, Lauren, what?
I was pulling a prank.
She took my box off the shelf.
Yeah, hold on, let me tell it.
Okay.
So I had the idea in the shower. I was like, that would be so funny and silly. I think he would really like that. I think he'd think it would be funny. So I just had to wait for the opportunity to get it off of the shelf. So if you weren't gonna like get up, I was just gonna be like, whatever. I'll just tell you about it later about how I would have done that.
Mm-hmm.
But then you had to go back into the bedroom to get your wallet, and I was like, oh shit, this is my moment. So I had to find it off the shelf.
Yeah.
I almost grabbed Link to the Past. But
that would have been even funnier.
But I found Breath of the Wild. It fits perfectly in that back pocket of my purse.
Yeah.
So I shoved it in there, and you handed me your wallet, and out the door you went. And so then after I picked it up and I took it out to the car, I switched out. Like, I put the Breath of the Wild one in front of the Tears of the Kingdom paper.
Oh, you took the paper out?
Yeah, it was just the paper. The Tears
Why
of the
did
Kingdom
you do
paper's
that?
still in there. I took the Breath of the Wild paper out and put it in front of the other one.
Why didn't you just put the cartridges in each box?
I don't fucking know. I don't know. Okay. I didn't think that far ahead.
You could just swap the cartridges out.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, because I wanted you to maybe realize it was a prank.
Okay.
And so
that makes it even. All right.
So then I come home and I hand it to him.
And I was having a bad day at work.
Yeah, and I was like, you asked for like a new copy of Breath of the Wild, right? And
Yeah.
Russell looked at me and he was not happy.
I was like,
He didn't
unreal. I was like, I had to go back here and return this now.
He was about to call them and
Yeah.
be like, what the fuck?
Yeah. And like there's this thing there, and it's not really like a problem, but like it seems like I oftentimes get their last copy of games.
Yeah.
And they just tape them closed for me, and I don't get like a sealed copy of a game. And I was like, how did this happen with Tears? Like, how was Lauren like the last person to pick up the pre-order, and she got the shelf copy of it?
Yeah.
And but it turned out it was a prank. And
yeah,
she
Russell
kinda,
opened it and he was like confused for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a prank.
I was like thinking of something else at
like,
work, and I was like, and then I just stared at the box for like 6 or 7 more hours, and then so anyway, my story's not over yet. So
Okay.
I look outside like right before the end of my day at work, and I'm like, oh man, shit, it's a nice day.
Yeah, it was a really nice day.
So I went for a walk.
Yeah.
And then after I went for a walk, I took a shower, and then I got Chinese food, and I was like, all right, now I'm going to play the game.
Yeah.
So that was my little story about like
when I got home
the
around
build-up.
like 12:30 from work that night.
Still playing the game?
'Cause I was out late.
Yeah.
I was very surprised to see you because the lights are always on when I come home. You leave lights on for me.
Yeah.
But I came home and Russell was sitting there on the couch, and I was like, oh.
I only really started playing the game around 7.
Oh, okay.
So it was like 4 hours.
Yeah, that's 5 hours.
4 or 5 I'm sorry, 5 hours. And yeah, it was long. It was a long time coming.
Yeah.
The game's great. Shorter story than my story about getting the game. Take everything in Breath of the Wild and turn it on its head and make it way more fun to go around
And
way
put
more
a rock on
options,
your
way
sword.
more mobility.
Put a banana.
You
on
can put
your
a banana on your sword. Way more
Crucify
user.
Your
You can
Koroks.
crucify the Koroks. That's like out of context. That sounds very strange. The map is different enough that it's fun to explore still. Not to go into super spoiler territory, but there's 3 different overworlds.
I like the crop circles.
That's pretty spoiler.
That is very spoilery. I like the crop circles.
Yeah,
I like doing those with you.
There's fun little crop circles instead of taking pictures for like the memories in this game for like the story. It's everything that Breath of the Wild was, but it's somehow better, and the abilities are cooler and way more fun to traverse the areas. You get like things that help you out with that. You can build like machines and stuff, and it pretty much tells you here, have fun.
Have fun.
Yeah, have fun. So I'm really enjoying it, and it's going to be hard not to talk about it for like the next few weeks. So I'm going to try and play something else every week too. I think I'm going to only play Tears of the Kingdom on the weekends, because I feel like I won't have enough time to really play after work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll have something else to talk about next week that's not Zelda.
Okay.
But yeah, it's great. Go out and get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, before we start talking about our movie of the week,
yeah,
we have 2 new comments because we never looked at the comments for Beau's Afraid.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Who's it from?
Who is it from? It's from our friend Edgar_13R.
Hi, Edgar.
He said for the Beau's Afraid, both of them are from him.
Okay.
For Beau's Afraid, he said, "What a weird movie, a giant penis monster. I didn't see that one coming, lol." For movie recommendations, I recommend the Alien the Alien movies. 1 and 2 were great, but 3 and 4 are a bit iffy. Also, there's also the movie Prometheus that is a prequel to Alien 1 and explains the origin of the xenomorph creature. Oh. And if you're both in a John Carpenter mood, I also recommend The Thing. I do want to watch that, and Big Trouble in Little China.
I've never seen any of those, so
yeah.
Yeah,
we could an Alien special would be good if we want to do like a whole shebang.
Yeah, that'd be fun for like Halloween time maybe, because it's scary. No?
Only the first one's really scary.
Really?
Yeah.
Then what's the point of all the other ones?
Sci-fi.
What the fuck? I want them to be scary, like the game.
The game is terrifying. The game is like based on the first game.
I didn't play the game, but I did watch like a playthrough of the game, and it was horrifying. It was so good.
Okay, and then we have a revelation in this comment.
Oh, from Edgar.
From Edgar_13R.
Uh-huh.
He says, this is from our VOD that I hastily uploaded to YouTube and podcast platforms.
Sure.
You two are hilarious, lol. Too bad I missed the live stream. Hopefully I'll tune in on the next one. If you see a person under Gargoyle 13 or Gearbox 311, that'd be me. Good episode.
Okay.
So he's also on the Isha Gaming Discord. Because Gearbox...
Oh!
Yeah, I think I have him on my Switch too. I don't know why I never didn't put 2 and 2 together.
Okay.
But maybe I did earlier and
sense.
I didn't think about it. But yeah, I just remembered that. So yeah, thank you for commenting, Gearbox or Edgar_13R.
Yeah.
And thank you for having like a billion different usernames. All right. So do you want to get started to talk about the movie?
The movie?
Yes.
Yes.
All right. This week we started watching. This week we watched Knives Out.
Yes.
Lauren, you did the research this week?
I did.
The research portion of our speaking about Knives Out?
Yes.
It's been a week, and it's going to be hard for me to remember some stuff, but I hope the research helped you remember the plot of the movie.
Well, I also have the Wikipedia page pulled up, so if we need to reference the plot section...
Okay, I think it's all up here still.
Okay.
All right, so what did you... Give me the background info.
Okay, do you want me to give you a brief, like the
quick sentence, like a sentence or two?
Yeah. Okay. The circumstances surrounding the death of crime novelist...
Whoa.
Crime novelist.
Novelist. Yeah, I'm a crime novelist.
Wow. Is that what novelists in Australia are called? Novelists?
Was that an Australian accent?
It was something weird. Okay, anyways. The circumstances surrounding the death of crime novelist Harlan Thrombey are mysterious, but there's one thing that renowned detective Benoit Blanc knows for sure. Everyone in the wildly dysfunctional Thrombey family is a suspect. Now, Blanc must sift through the web of lies and red herrings to uncover the truth.
That's good.
Yeah.
Where's that from? Wikipedia?
Somewhere.
Okay.
It was just there when I Googled Knives Out.
Who directed this movie?
Rian Johnson.
Do you know what else he directed?
Yes. The Last Jedi. Okay, so let me go over what I have. So this movie came out in 2019. It was written and directed by Rian Johnson. His other infamous works include The Last Jedi.
That was the movie he did before this.
Yes, and then eventually The Glass Onion. But he had the idea for Knives Out all the way back in 2005.
Really?
Yes, but he didn't get to actually sit down and write the screenplay until like 2017. Because there was so much pre-production work and stuff that went into The Last Jedi. It literally took him that long to be able to get to it.
Wow. Jesus. And
so after all that in 2017, he finally sat down and wrote it. It only took, actually, I don't know how long it took him to write it. But it only took 2 months to film, which I thought was very interesting. And it was all done in Massachusetts.
That's what I knew it was somewhere in New England. Yeah.
This movie had a $40 million budget.
Wow.
But it grossed almost $312 million worldwide.
I wonder how much of that budget was just getting the actors and actresses.
Right? This was such a crazy star-studded
this was an
cast.
ensemble movie.
Yes, it was, but it was done very well.
Yeah, and you know, like some of them probably took like, I'll do that.
Yeah, that sounds
like
fun. Sure.
Yeah.
I think Toni Collette was definitely one of them. I was really surprised to see her. She was in Hereditary, which I'm gonna get you to watch.
Okay.
We are watching it this year. This movie also had Daniel Craig, obviously, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis. Those are like the big names on the list. There's other people. I'm sure they've been in
You're
things.
missing
I don't
the
know.
guy who played the guy who died.
Who was he?
I'm pretty sure that was Gandalf. Shit, hold on.
Was it?
He looked just like him.
It also had Jaden Martell, who was in It. He was the little asshole kid.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna quickly look this up.
Plummer?
I could be very wrong. Hold on, Lauren. Oh, that was Christopher Plummer. Never mind.
That's what I just said.
I thought that was. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna cut that whole part out.
He was in The Sound of Music.
Okay.
Waterloo.
All right, go on.
Okay, anyways. The plot of this movie was heavily based on the writings of Agatha Christie, who was a renowned mystery author. Something funny that I found was that the title of this movie comes from the Radiohead song Knives Out. Rian Johnson said that the song has absolutely nothing to do with any of the movie. He just thought that it was a really cool turn of phrase, and he thought it'd make for a good murder mystery title.
Wow.
Yeah, because the knife is out.
The knives were out.
I don't know how that song goes, so I'm not even going to pretend like I do.
Okay.
Another fun fact is that the name Harlan Thrombey comes from a 1981 Choose Your Own Adventure book that was titled Who Killed Harlow Thrombey?
Oh.
So,
wow.
A little nod there. And this movie didn't win any, like, Academy Awards or, like, EGOT stuff or anything, but it did win a lot of other awards.
Didn't win a Grammy, Lauren?
No. But it did win other things and other awards.
Didn't win a Tony Award either?
No. Shh. The other awards, stop laughing at me. The other awards that it won include Top 10 Films of the Year, Best Cast, Best Thriller Film, Best Editing, and Best Supporting Actress.
Wow.
That's pretty much everything. Oh, the other thing that I have was that in March of 2021, Netflix paid $469 million for the rights to produce 2 sequels. Sequels?
Sequels. Can't talk today.
Sequels. I'm reading words before I say them, so it's messing me up.
Okay.
It's morphing. It's morbing.
It's morphing time.
2 sequels written and directed by Rian Johnson, with Daniel Craig reprising his role. The first of these 2 is Glass Onion.
That came out.
Yep. And then there's going to be another one eventually. Also, can I tell you something?
What?
I watched Glass Onion.
You watched it?
I did.
Is it good?
It's really good. The first 20 minutes, you're going to die. We can still watch it for this if you want.
Oh.
But I did watch it.
When?
After work one night.
After
we watched this.
That's like you coming home with another man.
That's like how in the
and he has a Kentucky Fried accent.
Yeah. It's like how when we were in the grocery store the other day, I told you I didn't like the yogurt you got me from another store.
In the middle of Target. And I was like, well, I wish you wouldn't told me something so personal in the middle of Target, Lauren. I knew you didn't like it. You told me that before.
Yeah, I just don't like the vanilla flavoring they use in that one. Okay, yeah, that's all the background. So Russell, what did you think of Knives Out?
I thought it was really good. Mm-hmm. Like, I cannot believe this guy made the like, statistically speaking, the worst Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Right before he made this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this, I really, like, this is one of the things, like, I know we really spoil things on the show.
That's their job.
That's our job.
Yeah.
But this is, like, one of the things I don't want to spoil too much.
Oh, like who?
Like who did it?
Yeah.
And, like, what the outcome was. But at the same time, like, everything was, like, really well put together. Mm-hmm. And I kind of had an idea as to what happened, like, how it happened. In the beginning.
I knew that the one that Chris Evans had to be involved somehow.
Yeah. Because he wasn't there for any of it. And you're like, well, that
guy's... His
name
name was literally Ransom. So,
yeah.
like, that I figured that was some sort of like foreshadowing or something.
There were a lot of layers, even though this one isn't called Glass Onion.
Well, Glass Onion is also a turn of phrase.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It means like someone who like pretends to put a bunch of layers and walls around themselves, but really they're super transparent.
Oh. So well, we're not talking about that one today.
No, but it does mean something.
In this
Glass
one,
Onion is a real thing.
He referred to the plot, what's his name? The Kentucky guy?
Benoit.
Blanc?
Yeah. He called him a foghorn leghorn looking ass.
Yeah, he did.
Something like that.
But, so he referred to the case as a donut with another donut inside it.
Yeah.
And
at first he was like, it's just like a donut and I'm missing the hole.
I'm missing the donut in the hole.
And then later he was like, it's actually like a donut with a whole nother donut in the hole.
and I say it.
Yes.
No, so I just want to talk about Daniel Craig.
I was gonna say, you didn't know that
I had no clue.
I knew that he had a funny accent. I didn't know it sounded like that.
I was like, they were
I thought it was a Texan accent.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was Kentucky.
It was Kentucky. That's Kentucky.
Yes.
So a little background on, before I talk about Daniel Craig more. I went to, this is a completely unrelated story. I went to one of my, like John, one of his, I guess he's also my friend. I don't really talk to him too much.
Sure.
Cody's,
Someone you know.
I went to Cody's wedding.
Oh, yeah.
Or his wedding party, but we didn't go to the wedding. We just came for the party.
Okay, whatever.
Anyway, we went to Ohio for this, and he has like internet friends all over the Midwest. Weirdly, just the Midwest.
Yeah.
And and all his friends showed up, and they're all cool and everything, and they're all night owls. And at this point, I was like going to bed really early. Mm-hmm. And I wake up in the morning, and everyone starts getting up, and this guy comes over, and I was like, why is this guy putting on this crazy accent? And he's from Kentucky. I didn't know they actually like have an accent like that.
Talk like that.
They just talk like that.
Yeah.
And I was like, this guy, I could not ever live in Kentucky, because I would just like be making fun of people every time they talked. Like it was like the just regular old white dude. And I was like, there's no fucking way he's talking like this. And it was higher, too. It was like a high accent. He's like, yeah, I say, yeah. And
yeah.
Yeah, that, holy fuck. Like, I looked at John and I was like, I just made
Thank you for making that face on audio medium.
And I was like,
imagine a very shocked Pog.
Yeah. So anyway, Daniel Craig, British man, Craig he puts on a pretty good Kentucky accent for this movie. And it really took me by surprise. Like, in the beginning, and this isn't a spoiler, so they're doing, like, not interrogations, but, like, just questioning for the family.
Yeah, like an investigation.
Investigation on, like, where they were. And he's sort of sitting in the back, and he's tapping a piano. Like, I'm assuming every time that they say something.
I thought it was every time someone lied.
Every time either someone lied, and I haven't watched it a second time, or every time that they said something that was of interest, and he had like a recorder or something to like show
to like know when
like how we're recording the podcast. If a loud piano played, it would be a big it'd be a big wave form.
That makes
in the
sense.
Waveform.
I
thought they were recording it all, and then I was expecting him to like.
They were recording it all. There was a tape recorder.
Oh yeah, that's why. So, and you could probably, even on a tape recorder, you could probably hear that when you're like fast forwarding it, like a ding in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, so like obviously Daniel Craig, rooting British accent, whatever. One of them is gonna like question it. He's gonna speak like, "I'm not talking to you." No wait, that's a Kentucky accent. Like, I'm not talking to you, John. No. I can't do like a serious British accent, but
I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, like that.
Sure.
And I was like, oh, he's gonna be so cool. Then he just sounds like fucking Foghorn Leghorn.
Yes. And he's goofy.
He's goofy, and he's a really silly guy. And he's like, I don't even know how I got involved in this. This is crazy, but I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
And it's so cool, like how it's kind of like.
It really did feel like you were just thrown in the middle of an existing story.
Yeah, and a family, and like a dysfunctional family. Yeah, I really don't like. This is one where I'm like, I really do not want to talk about the movie.
Yeah, this really is one. Even if we explain all the stuff, really is one you have to watch to understand it.
You have to watch it.
There is a lot of good foreshadowing, and there's a lot of really good like character story beats.
Yeah, like there are a few characters that I thought were like, oh, this character doesn't matter at all. She's just like another person who works at the mansion or whatever. But no, it turns out to like super important character. There's like really bizarre twists and turns into like exactly how he died and whatever.
Yes,
like
I kind of called that.
Yeah,
but can I say spoiler?
What?
So I thought that what happened with the medicine was what happened, like what ended up happening.
Yeah.
So I thought that happened, but that the ransom came up after her
and like sliced his
throat.
And
then slit his throat.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew that there was something with like he had to have been alive when he did that. And it kind of like alluded to it too, because like they eventually showed it.
Well, because they also talked about how the blood spatters, nobody could be in front of him. I was like, well, someone could have been behind him.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like nobody in the family was like intentionally trying to murder him.
No.
Like that's probably the only spoiler thing I'll say. Like everyone was mad at him about something,
and they all started blaming each other.
Yeah, but nobody actually wanted to like kill him.
Yeah, it was all a genuine
something over inheritance.
Yeah,
yeah, and it was really interesting, like how they like kind of showed the night before, like how events played out, and like you get little bits of information here and there. It's just a really good movie.
Yeah,
and I don't even know like if I can even say anything else.
Well, so the guy who was murdered, Harlan Thrombey, he was a murder mystery author. Yeah. So he knew how these things went, even if it was fiction. Like he was able to describe to a very important character what she had to do
when this happened.
When it happened, because it would keep eyes off of her, basically.
Right. And just amazing, not subverting story, but like amazing, like how is she or they gonna get out of this?
Yeah.
And because very early on, you know what happens. Like they show you what happens pretty early on.
But then it's all the things leading up to that and the little pieces behind that
and
they get to.
And the suspect has a very clear give as to tell if she's lying or not.
Yes.
And they use that throughout the entire movie as like I got you, if you're lying, I'll know.
Yeah.
And it's just a really, really cool story. And the moral of the story, we can talk about the moral of the story.
The moral of the story is when someone dies, just let their will fucking be whatever happens.
When someone writes you out of your will, it's over.
It's fine.
Yeah. As someone from a family where someone wrote family members out of their will.
Yeah.
It's over. Like,
yeah,
you messed up.
You can't fix it. You can't debate it.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Get over it. They did it for a reason.
Oops.
And now they're dead. You can't talk to them about it anymore.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah. So, basically take care of your elders. You don't want to get written out of a will.
don't take advantage of your
and
elders.
and don't expect to get money from a will. Like
Yes.
that's like
Because
something.
one of the collective things for all of them was they were expecting
wanted money.
huge sums of money.
Or the house.
Even if he was alive, they were still expecting huge sums of money from him.
Yeah, if I would have watched this movie in 2019, did it come out in early 2019?
November.
Later in 2019. If I would have watched this movie, if it would have came out like maybe a year earlier, yeah, I would have been like, wow, this is, for certain, like...
I wish that I could have seen this movie in theaters.
For personal reasons.
This would have been a really fun thing to see in theaters. I'm kind of pissed that the next one is going to come out on Netflix again. Because I want to see one of these kinds of movies in theaters.
In the movie theater.
I know that they had one... they had a murder mystery. It was the one that was on a cruise. And it had...
in Knives Out?
No, it's not Knives Out. It was something different.
Is it White Lotus?
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that's interesting.
I heard that was really good. I would want to see something like that in theaters. Because that's just... I feel like it'd be fun.
Yeah. Well, White Lotus, I think, is a TV show.
No,
I'm sure you'll watch it at some point. Is it a movie? I don't know. Either way.
What's her name?
What's her name?
It had Dua Lipa in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Dua Lipa and Loogie?
She was in... apparently she's going to be in Barbie.
She is, yeah. She's going to have blue hair.
Oh, isn't she the mermaid?
She's like the mermaid Barbie, yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to see that. Oh my god.
That's going to be a huge episode.
It's going to be ginormous.
Yeah.
It's going to be like 10 hours long.
Either that or the movie's going to suck dick.
No, I think it's going to be really good.
You think it's going to be good?
I think it's going to be really good.
Okay. Anyway, back to Knives Out. I really liked it. I think everyone should watch this movie. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere widely except like Netflix or like Disney Plus. But we bought it. I bought it. Like for $10 over like Black Friday.
We bought like a used copy.
No, we bought it new.
Oh, it was new?
Yeah. I got it for like $10 over Black Friday on like 4K. Mm-hmm. And then I just got a digital code and put it on the Apple TV.
Yeah.
So but yeah, it's great.
Apparently it's on Hulu.
Oh, it's on Hulu.
Yes.
Oh, we gotta watch it.
The
it's
first
probably
one's
on
on Hulu because it's not a part of the Netflix thing.
This is what I fucking hate about Netflix. Netflix gets these exclusive agreements with shows,
yeah.
and then they're like, actually, we can't show you the first one or something like that. That's not ours. So we didn't want to pay them for that just to like have cohesion. So you had to find that somewhere else. Like just pay them a little more money for it. I don't know. How does that even work? But yeah, I would say we're back like after having a week that was bad screen.
Yes.
And then a week off of like actual movies that we watched, but we actually technically talked about like a dozen good screens.
Yeah. Oh, the other thing I would also say about this movie, it is 2 hours long.
Yeah, it's longer than you think.
Be prepared, but it'll keep you. I never
didn't
got
feel
bored.
long. Yeah,
it didn't feel long. I never had any moments where it lost me or that I felt bored.
Yeah, it starts and goes like continuously. There's no like downtime. Yeah, it's like something is happening at all times. Mm-hmm. But yeah, good screen. What would you say, Lauren?
Very good screen.
Very good screen.
Yeah, this was the first time I've watched a murder mystery in probably a very, very long time that I can think of, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yep. Awesome.
Yeah.
You have anything else to say about it?
No.
Is someone mowing their grass? Or is that a plane?
It kind of sounded like a helicopter.
Yeah, it's a helicopter. Okay.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock at night. I hope no one's mowing their grass.
Yeah, that'd be weird. All right, Lauren, do you want to switch to our next segment?
Yes.
All right, let me get a drink.
Okay.
My sinuses are draining. What is your screenless shout out?
Oh, no.
You had all that time. You had weeks.
My screenless shout out.
Maybe a little louder.
My screenless shout out is Fun Plays. Did that count as a good screen? No.
That's not a screen.
That's a perfect. Oh my god. Okay, so at work, on this previous Friday on the 12th.
Yeah.
We got a bunch of tickets to go see this thing called Sight and Sound. They put on Bible plays, basically.
Yeah, it's a theater.
They're really cool and intricate. They change it yearly. They do the same Christmas show every year.
Yeah.
But yearly they change what show they're doing. This year they're doing Moses. So we were given like 10 tickets to go see it, and I was able to get one of the tickets because I had to be a chaperone.
Yeah.
And it was so good. I am not religious, And this did not change my religious perspectives.
Right.
But I will say, if church had this production value, I would go every Sunday.
Wow.
Yes. It is fantastic. It's like think Broadway, but surround you in it.
It's
like,
sight and surround.
Like on all three, yeah, sight and surround.
Okay.
But it's on like all three sides. Like they take advantage of like the full thing. There's like 2 side stages that they use the whole time. They have these very cool, intricate moving sets.
Yeah.
The songs are songs. None of them really spoke to me.
Let my people go.
He didn't say that. Oh. No, it didn't go like that. He did say it though.
He did.
There are
say the
live
line, Moses.
There are live animals.
Yeah.
They don't have like lions and tigers or anything for obvious
safety reasons. Yeah.
Because like next year they're doing Daniel, and so one of like our youth asked like, are there gonna be real lions? And they were like, unfortunately no, but they are gonna be really cool puppets. So yeah, it was really good. I want to go see the Christmas one. Russell's mom was very thrilled to hear that I enjoyed it.
She was like, did she like it? I was like, she thought that the production was very cool.
Yeah. And we got a backstage tour after, so that was really cool.
That's cool.
I almost applied to work there before I worked where I am currently, to work in the costume department.
Yeah, because you want to be an apprentice seamstress?
Yeah. So they're always hiring for that kind of stuff. So
hey, you know, when you get your time in at whatever... At whatever place, you can always go there again. Mm-hmm. Who knows? I don't know.
So I don't know. Yeah, it's just something I'm always thinking about, and I don't know what the pay is like though.
Yeah, it's probably
it would be very crazy.
Yeah,
but it would be fun. Yeah, I would learn a lot, I'm sure. And yeah, I got a magnet.
You did.
And I got some postcards to give to your family because I thought they would enjoy that.
They did like it.
They were also only like 99 cents, so sure. I will say, there was a lot I didn't... We were talking about this very thoroughly earlier.
You didn't know Moses was the burning bush, the sea parting, and the Ten Commandments guy.
Yeah, I didn't know he was all of those. And Passover and the plagues.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know he was all of that. I thought he just did the sea part.
And he was also, like, a slave.
I thought he was just, like, a random shepherd that was chosen to take these people across the ocean or something. No. But no, it's a bit more intricate than that.
Yeah.
I would say I learned a lot.
Okay.
And it was very cool to learn it in that way. Like I said, if church was like that every Sunday, I'd be there.
You'd be religious.
I'd be sitting in that seat. I don't know if I'd be religious, but it'd be like I'd be watching a cool show every week.
Yeah, that's...
The production is just insane. I can't even describe it.
Cool.
Yeah, and the only place you can see it is in Lancaster or Missouri. So
Missouri?
Yeah, they have a sister location that just opened like a year or two ago in Missouri.
Oh.
So like what they're doing now is they're rotating the show. So like this year they're doing Moses, and next year the Missouri location will do Moses because they're just going to ship all the set stuff over there.
Oh, that's pretty interesting. Yeah. I could see like that it being really popular in the South too. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, if they opened up one in like Georgia,
like Kentucky or Georgia,
it would go insane.
Where all the people on stage have the Kentucky accents.
Yeah.
Let my people go.
Let my people go, I say.
I say let my people go.
And then
that voice is speaking to me.
Oh, but the voice of God.
Scary.
It was scary.
Yeah, God is scary.
Yeah, and then when I got home, I told Russell all those things, and then we talked.
Talking about other Bible stories.
If any of you guys are religious, this is going to sound really bad. We were talking about how silly all the Bible stories are.
I was giving Lauren like 2-sentence Bible stories.
Yeah, because I didn't go to church growing up or know any religion stuff, which is why I didn't know any of the Moses stuff. But Russell, he did go to church growing up.
I know a few things.
You were in church band.
I was in church band.
Yeah, you know some things.
I know some things.
You told me funny stories.
Yeah. About faith.
About
every Bible story is about faith. Yes. Anyway, so
blind following.
Yeah. It's blind following is called faith, Lauren.
And then I did make the funny connection on my own that in the production they made a point to, I don't know if it happened in the Bible or not. I don't know what liberties they took with the story or not. You know what I mean? But there was one part where Moses was talking to the shepherd that he met way out somewhere.
Yeah.
Like the one who he married the daughter for.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, these sheep follow me, but how do I know that the people will follow me? And then it's like, the guy is like, people are sheep. Just tell them the right thing and they'll follow you.
And that's how the word, that's how sheeple began.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really funny. I don't think anyone else like really noticed that I was with.
Were you laughing?
I didn't laugh then, but on the way home I was thinking about it and giggled. Because everyone in the car, because I drove us back, because it was like an hour away. So I drove us back. Everyone fell asleep, and I was kind of thinking about it and laughing to myself. I was like...
Wow. So your Screen the Shoutout is a play.
A play that I saw. A very cool play. I want to go see Daniel next year.
Okay.
And I want to go to the Christmas show.
All right.
Because even though everyone knows the Christmas story, I feel like that'd be funner to go to than the one they put on at your mom's church.
Yeah, it would be funner.
Yeah. So tell your mom she should come.
All right. My Screen the Shoutout is consolidation.
You do none of that this week.
What?
We bought more shelves to put your things up.
No.
You didn't consolidate
No,
anything.
I did because I took them out of the boxes. I am beginning.
That's not consolidation.
No, let me.
That's not what consolidation means.
Let me have a character moment for the podcast, okay?
Okay, but think of the right noun.
All right,
Think of the right verb.
my Screen the Shoutout is inventory.
Using things for their intended purpose.
Using things for their intended purpose.
Mm-hmm.
As a gamer, the most oppressed subclass.
The most oppressed race.
Shut up.
Cut that out, please.
The most oppressed what? What do you say? Trans people?
No! I said the most oppressed race.
Race.
Get that all out.
All right. As a gamer, I have a lot of stuff. And I had like, this is not even this week. It was like a couple weeks ago, but we didn't record. I had like Lauren, I'm sick of all this stuff talk with Lauren. I'm like, I'm sick of having all this shit. I don't want to take it anywhere. I'm so tired of having all this crap. And this is after we bought this bookshelf. And I'm like, I don't even want to like, I don't like this. Mm-hmm. I feel like Chris Chan.
Stop.
I think I said something like that.
You did say something
like Lauren,
like that.
like we were watching a video with Chris Chan in it
Mm-hmm.
for some reason. Mm-hmm. And I was like, Lauren, I think about Chris Chan's room whenever I look at my bookshelves in the bedroom. And it's not that bad. That's an over-exaggeration.
Yeah, I also said Chris Chan was living with his mom that he
was raping.
Violated. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That he was not doing good things with.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, I'm going to get rid of some stuff. Mm-hmm. So, and then Breath of the Wild, I'm sorry, Tears of the Kingdom came out.
Do you also want to tell the story about Virtua Fighter?
No, that's embarrassing.
Okay, whatever.
So I'm like, it's time to get rid of some stuff. It's time to consolidate. I'm gonna get rid of a few boxed amiibos, a few games I don't play, like every physical game that I have for like Xbox and PS5 because ooh, excuse me. Because it doesn't really matter to have the discs for PS5 anyway. Like, yeah, having physical media is great, but like for the PS5 and Xbox, they still need to download something for it to work. So being like, well, at least I can play these games forever. That argument doesn't really work with the new consoles because you can't. You could try and maybe it installs some data, but like the patches and stuff. If and 20 years from now, like, are you really gonna want to go back and like haphazardly play through a really like hard action game when you have like no sense of hand-eye coordination? No. And there's going to be new things to do. Anyway,
do you think there's ever been studies done about if gamers have better hand-eye coordination? They do.
But as you get older, it gets worse. Like, it's just like a brain. It's like a brain. Yeah. So like, I'm just like having like a very adult moment in my life. And I was talking to Will about it too. And then since Tears of the Kingdom came out, I had most of the Zelda Breath of the Wild amiibos, and I took them all out of the boxes. Like the boxes, I had them for so long that they were so dusty, you couldn't get the dust off the plastic. Ugh. Like the plastic was dust.
Ew.
But it wasn't like a thick layer. It was like in the it
was like tinged.
It was tinged, yeah. And I was like, well, these aren't gonna sell anyway. Like, who fucking care? So I took them all out of the boxes, and like so much space on my bookshelf opened up just from that. because I had a whole shelf, and then I took the rest of them out. I took the Splatoon ones out.
Yeah.
And I took the Metroid 2 that I have out. And a few of the other ones. And I'm like...
Yeah, you really just said fuck it.
Yeah, I was like, fuck all of this. These are for me. If I have a kid, maybe they'll like them.
They'll play with them.
They'll play with them. Carefully, hopefully. and like, yeah, this is stupid. So I got a box full of stuff so far, and I'm consolidating my games, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. Mm-hmm. I like, obviously everything that I care about is in like a cabinet, and like those games aren't going anywhere. But like everything else, I'm like, this is silly. We're in the digital age. I'm pretty positive Tears of the Kingdom is going to be my last physical Switch game. Maybe.
I can't think of anything else I would want to get.
Yeah, but like after the Mario Kart debacle,
unless there's somehow like another Animal Crossing game.
Yeah.
I really don't think.
And the only physical games I'm going to collect now are going to be the Trails games because I have so many. Like I can't stop.
Yeah, no.
And I open them, so like
I'm pretty much
like
at that point with the Atelier now too. I'm like, well, I might as well just start collecting them because I'm gonna want to play them all eventually.
And the good news is the Dusk series don't have any collector's editions on PS3.
That's almost unfortunate. I like the cool boxes.
Yeah. Do not look up how much they cost. They were expensive.
For which ones?
All.
Oh yeah, I know because we bought some of them last year.
No. They're the newer ones they're expensive. Like $200, $300.
Like which one?
Anyone in the PS4 trilogy, the Sophie trilogy, and anyone in the Ryza trilogy on any platform is expensive. Like really expensive. Anyway, we'll look this up later, Laura. We're getting a little sidetracked. But anyway, like it's fun collecting.
Whoa! $500.
Shh, for what?
Atelier Sophie.
Wow. Yeah.
Jesus H. Christ. I just broke a commandment. Oh, and he was the commandments guy. Okay.
All right. So yeah, my screenless shout out this week is consolidating my game collection and getting a little more comfortable with being a digital gamer.
Okay, you're still using the word consolidating wrong, but okay.
What does consolidating mean, Lauren?
Do you want me to Google what consolidating means right now?
Yeah, maybe I'm using the wrong word.
Consolidate means
speaking to your mic.
Consolidate is a verb.
Thank you.
It means to make something physically stronger or more solid, or to combine a number of things into a single, more effective or coherent whole.
Well, that's what I'm doing with my collection. It's being more coherent.
So to consolidate something means that you join it together.
Oh.
So like if you were consolidating,
liquidating.
I think liquidating is what you're
liquidation.
thinking. Well, liquidation doesn't mean to get rid of something.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm doing.
Liquidation is... Why isn't it showing me the definition? The process of liquidating a business. Thank you. Jesus. It also means killing someone?
Oh.
What is liquidating?
All right. Well, anyway, so here's the question of the week, guys, for the commenters in the room. At what point do you think you'll stop like collecting games? Like what would be the moment in your life that you'd be like, I think I have enough. Like I definitely have enough. Like I could not buy a game for the rest of my life and have games to play until I die.
Probably.
A lot of Wii games and GameCube games that I've already played, but like definitely and you too. Like you could.
I'm a budding gamer.
You're a budding gamer, and I have like all the good ones. So like
you don't have all the ones I want though.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have all the ones Lauren wants. So like, at what point, like have you ever gotten rid of like games that you like spent a lot of money, not a lot, well, over time,
Maybe,
a lot of money on, just because you were like, this is all bulk, cutting out the bulk. Is probably a better term of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Like this is a lot of bulk. I have no interest in the series. Someone on YouTube said it was a really good game, basically.
Yeah.
Has that ever happened to you? Like that's how I got into the Ys series, but I actually really like the Ys series. So
have you ever gotten hidden gem trapped?
Hidden gem trap. Like Metal Jesus said, check out this game. It's a hidden gem.
Yep.
And then like you just had it on your shelf and
because someone said it was cool and you should check it out.
Yeah, or like you bought an amiibo for a series. Like I had all of the Fire Emblem amiibos at one point in the boxes, and I was like, I only like 2 Fire Emblem games. I'm gonna get rid of all these, and I sold them for a nice amount of money, like at the time, because they were in the boxes and they weren't dusty.
Yeah.
So
they just turn those into
the
CID,
game store.
yeah.
I should have sold them privately, but they still gave me a lot of money for them. And I just sold them as a set, I think.
Yeah.
But either way, yeah, that's the question of the week. Like, have you ever like had I'm collecting a little too much moment? Mm-hmm. Have you ever run out of shelf space?
Have you ever had a KonMari moment with your games?
Yeah. Have you ever decided to KonMari some games? Has you ever looked at the games and said, "Does this strike joy? Does this strike joy?
Are you okay?
Does this spark joy?" That's what she says, right? Spark joy.
Yeah, spark joy.
Strike joy.
Not strike, spark.
All right. Well, either way. So let us know in our YouTube. You can YouTube comment if you have any feedback. Mm-hmm. You can add us on Twitter. Mm-hmm. You can
send us an email.
Have
we gotten any emails?
No. Okay. And I think most of the time we get YouTube comments. Mm-hmm. Like our YouTube, I share the YouTube link a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whenever we do live episodes, we'll be tweeting about it and putting it on our Instagram. And our Twitch handle is Good Screen Pod.
Good Screen Pod? Sure. Yep. No, the Twitch handle is still Weeaboon. I have to change that. Oh, is it? Okay. I have like a plan for the Good Screen eventually. Like I may or may not be constructing a Discord server for like just to like have a place for the people who like want to get added about the podcast.
We need to consolidate all of our followers onto a Discord channel.
Right. So
yes.
And then I can add everyone and like not feel bad about it when there's a new video or something.
And then we can see who's like watching and participating.
And we can have like a feedback channel. Like I'm constructing it. I'm gonna of course add Lauren to it.
I would hope so.
Before it goes like live. I will probably have you like co-owner.
Okay, thank God, because you don't even have me as that on your own personal one.
On the what? The Discord?
On your personal Discord.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I'll change that one day. But either way, let us know what you think about Knives Out. Mm-hmm. We did not spoil it for you guys, just because we think that this is a special movie that everyone should watch.
Yeah, this really is one of the things that you need to experience on your own.
Yeah.
Not even in a way that Bo is afraid is a way you need to experience it on your own.
Yeah.
Like, because that's just weirdness that can't be described. Uh-huh. This is something that's so articulate and genuinely thought out that
we don't want to really ruin like a pivotal moment.
Yeah, you need to see it to appreciate it. If we told you the twist versus you like figuring it out,
you would know right away.
Yeah. It wouldn't be
There
fun.
would be no impact.
No.
So yeah, Knives Out, good movie.
Good screen.
And I think that's it. I think we're going to wrap up.
Yeah, no shop talk. Well, you did your little bit of shop talk.
We did. Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
All right. Well, we'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.